Hey guys, Andy here, and I'm going to do a question and answers video which I said I would do to celebrate 100,000 subscribers, so without further ado, let's get into some questions. Ethan asks, what got you into glitches to begin with? Mostly speedrunning. I saw a lot of speedruns, and obviously they utilize a lot of glitches to get from A to B, and I just became fascinated with the whole idea of speedrunning in general, and the glitches therein, so basically anything to do with speedruns got me into glitches. Besides that fact, they're really cool as well, so... Spencer asks, what was the longest time you've ever spent trying or finding a glitch, and did I rage? Yes. This particular glitch I'm going to talk about is the blue house skip in the Paper Mario episode. If you go back to that, I think it's episode 13, there is a glitch in that called the blue house skip, and it is incredibly hard. It took me 3 weeks to finally pull it off, so I kind of had to do everything else about the episode while still trying to do that one. It was incredibly tough. I think it's like a frame-perfect double jump trick. You guys can see it on the screen right now, but it was ridiculous. Dylan asks, are you a speedrunner? Not necessarily. I don't really run any games in particular. I do a lot of stuff like speedrunning, but without actually properly committing to it. I guess I can do all the speedrun tricks, but I'm not consistent enough to be classed as a speedrunner. Seth asks, how do you think of the intro Son of a Glitch, and how do you pick a game that you're gonna do? If you're referring to how did I come up with the title, it was relatively simple. It didn't require too much thought. Son of a Glitch kind of sounds like something else, so yeah, that wasn't too difficult. How do I pick the game I'm gonna do is usually what has the most interesting glitches. If I choose a game and it has a lot of little glitches that aren't very cool, then I'd usually steer away from it. A great example of a video I've done recently is Yoshi's Island, where there was the magical journey glitch, and basically that breaks the game, and it's just hilarious to see visually, so that was reason enough to do the episode anyway, but there are a ton of other glitches within that game that made it just completely feasible to do it. That's a perfect example of a reason to do a game. If there's something so game-breaking I just have to show it, then I'll usually choose that game. There's a few games that I've steered away from purely because they don't have anything worth doing, I guess. Didier asks, what was the reason you started your channel and the 3 shows you have right now? Really, it was just an idea at first. Son of a Glitch was only meant to be 1 episode, and I was just going to try it out and see how it went. The reason I did something like Son of a Glitch was because the channel was originally a playthrough channel with me and my friend Chris. And then that changed, and then I needed something else to do for the channel because I didn't just want to do solo playthroughs. Even though I've done that in the past, I didn't really want to carry on doing that, so I needed something different, and that project was Son of a Glitch. Like I said, it was only meant to be 1 episode, but it did so well that I thought, okay, cool, I'll do more. And now, 38 episodes later, we're still going. The other shows, like 10 Things About and Egg Bomb, were just little side projects, so I don't have to always just be doing glitches, because glitch episodes take a long time to make. They're very stressful sometimes because it's based on how skilled you are that day. If you can't pull off a glitch, then that's another day wasted. So Egg Bomb is easier to make because it's just like Easter eggs. These are intended to be found, so they're not difficult to find. 10 Things About, the only reason it's called 10 Things About and not 10 Facts About is because there's always somebody who says you're wrong or whatever, so I don't ever claim that they're facts. They're bits of trivia that, as I believe, are true. So 10 Things About is another series to kind of have some variety on the channel, I guess. Jesse asks, where did the name A+Start come from, and did I manage to get my hands on a Majora's Mask 3DS? The name A+Start is pretty simple, really. If anybody has ever played any very retro game where they had a cheat code of any kind that was like up, down, left, right, A+Start, then immediately that will, resonate with you guys. So it was a very simple name to come up with. And did I manage to get my hands on a Majora's Mask 3DS? No. I did not. Dylan asks, what's your favorite game? My favorite game I've often said was The Last of Us, but I've been kind of steering away from that since the hype for the game has kind of died down, and it's been out nearly 2 years, so I don't really know. My favorite game changes from time to time. It depends. Usually it's influenced by Son of a Glitch. At one point in time when I was making the Wind Waker episodes, Wind Waker suddenly became my favorite game because it was so fun to glitch, but I probably never want to see Wind Waker for a long time again. In all honesty. So I don't know, my favorite game changes from time to time. It's very hard to pick. that. Preston asks, what was the hardest problem you had to get through while growing your channel? Probably the hardest problem was just making episodes and making them quickly. I think that was probably the hardest thing, completely channel-based. I think life-wise, the hardest problem I had was managing time to make videos and have a family as well. I think that was the toughest thing, and I still find that tough now, but it's getting easier as time goes on. Jake asks, will you do any more mainstream games for glitches such as Sonic, Mario, or better yet, Crash Bandicoot? Yeah, I'm planning to do Crash Bandicoot at some point. It just depends how interesting the glitches are. As for Sonic and Mario, they are the biggest staples on the channel, that and Zelda, so yeah, I'll always do the Sonic games and Mario games and Zelda as well. The trouble about Zelda is they're just so tough to make and they become very intensive, and if I have to say the words, now drop a bomb, one more time, I think I might have to shoot myself. Pull out a bomb and then shield drop, then pull out a bomb and drop the bomb, pull out a bomb and press B to drop it behind you. Drop a bomb about here and move backwards. Pull out a bomb and drop it behind you using B. Pull out a bomb and then press the R button to shield it. Pull out a bomb and now pull out a bomb and press A to drop it. Sam asks, have you been inspired by anyone in particular to do the Son of a Glitch series? Not anyone in particular, anything in particular would be better. Speedrunning is the whole inspiration behind the show. Speedrunners are incredible at what they do. You know, they have such dedication to their craft, and it might not seem like a big thing. A lot of people will ask, like, why would you speedrun a game? It's more for the competitive side of things, and they're just great people in general. They're very helpful. I've always had great tips from anybody I've ever asked when I'm trying to perform a glitch, so my inspiration for any Son of a Glitch is usually a speedrun of a particular game that I'm doing, so yeah. Hector asks, what type of video game capture card do you use? I actually use an Elgato HD, which is I've had for a little while now, but it's a fantastic little piece of kit and I can hook up pretty much anything to it, so it's very useful. The quality is always like brilliant. I think what I'll do is update to the Elgato HD 60, which is a 60 frames per second capture card, which I think now that's becoming like the standard thing, because most regular consoles nowadays are 60 frames per second they can output, so none of that 30 frames per second stuff anymore. Sandy asks, what long-running game series do you think has really developed, as in grown in a positive way, be it story, gameplay, or otherwise? This is going to be really left field, but I think the series that's grown the most from its very humble beginnings to now, for me anyway, is probably Grand Theft Auto, because that series just goes from strength to strength. Every single game just tops sales and does incredibly well. It's a seriously fun game to play. It's very controversial, albeit, but it's still a very humble game that started out from a very small studio and now has become this, you know, it's synonymous with video games, you know, so probably Grand Theft Auto. Cassie asks, where are you from? Your accent sounds half British, half Australian to me. I'm actually from Britain, that's my accent usually, but I do have a very strange accent. A lot of people do pick up this kind of Australian undertone, but I'm no way like affiliated with Australia. Not that I wouldn't be, but that's just, I'm not from there. I know it's strange, but yeah. I kind of like the fact that my voice is a bit different, you know, it kind of sets me out, I think. So that's, yeah, that's a thing. Mason asks, how do you edit your videos and will you do Wii U games? My videos are always edited in Premiere Pro CS6, I think, which is kind of old now, but that's what I always use. It's tried and trusted, and it always gets me through. It lets me do some crazy stuff as well. I know there are other editing suites out there that would do just as well, but that's my editing suite of choice. And will I do Wii U games? We've done Wii U games. We've done Wind Waker HD. We've just done Sonic Lost World. I really want to do some other Wii U games, but we'll see how that goes. Which leads me on to my next question. Matt asks, what game do you most want to do and why, but cannot, and why not? The game I most want to do right now anyway is Mario Kart 8, and the only reason I want to do that is because it looks beautiful. It will be such a fun game to work on for a week, but the reason I cannot do it is because there's nothing really solid in that game that's worth talking about glitch-wise. The game is solid, like I've said it for months, but I've wanted to do it for months, but the game just, it will not allow it. So eventually I'm hoping somebody comes along and breaks it, or I'm going to have to spend some time trying to break it. I don't know. But eventually I hope to do Mario Kart 8. Adam asks, what are your thoughts on the Nintendo Creators Program, and do you think it might affect your future videos? No, I don't think it'll affect future videos for my channel. I at least hope not, touch wood. But what do I think of it as a whole? I don't think it's a good idea. I think Nintendo are just trying to make money off of the back of YouTubers who already kind of promote their stuff anyway and probably bring them a ton of sales. else. I also think if the Nintendo Creators Program does really well, you're going to have other video game companies doing the same thing. And this is going to create a whole messy situation where you're going to have to be with one partnership to do these kind of videos and with Nintendo to do their games. And Nintendo aren't even allowing you to do every single game they have. You know, none of the Smash Brothers games are on their list of games they allow. So I just think it's a bad idea. I think Nintendo need to really wise up with how they view the current game market, because the world is changing. The way games are promoted is changing. A lot of indie-based game makers are kind of promoting the fact that people put their gameplay on YouTube. You know, it's promotion, it's free advertisement. So I don't know why they would try to kind of monopolize that in the way they have. So I generally just think it's a bad idea. Do I think it's going to ever affect me? No, I hope not, but we will see. Nobody can say for sure. Bob Smith asks me, what do I do in my downtime? Usually it's spent with the family. You know, I have a small baby boy and, you know, he needs a lot of attention and love, so I spend a lot of time with him. There isn't much downtime, to be honest. YouTube is a pretty constant thing, you know, you have to be on top of it. I enjoy it, so I don't really consider it a job as such. Other things I kind of do is I dabble in music every now and again, which is something I don't do very often anymore, but I do try to. Paco asks me, any new project? Right now, currently no new projects, but I want to build on the ones I already have. So I want to build up Son of a Glitch some more. I want to make more Egg Bomb and 10 Things About. I really want to work on those two last series because they've kind of been neglected recently, and I think people are interested in what I can do with those. So we'll try and focus on those some more. And that's all the questions I have so far. I hope I didn't miss any out, but I hope I answered some of them and I at least made this sound interesting. I might do another one of these in the future. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to head to the Facebook, A+Start Show, and ask me some questions there and I'll hopefully get back to them in the future. But this was just to celebrate the 100,000 subscriber mark that I just hit. So thank you guys for listening and have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Head over to the Facebook page for the show. I post updates and sneak peeks to upcoming episodes and keep you guys in the know about all things Son of a Glitch. Or you guys can follow me on Twitter and keep updated that way. Also, I stream on Twitch whilst making episodes, so you guys should check me out there too. You know, if you want to.